Buenos dias, mi gente. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video and watched to the very end. If you guys don't know me yet, my name is Daisy. I am an animator and illustrator. And for today, we are going to be doing some sketching. But first, we're going to start off with a little painting of popcorn. And for today's topic of the day, it is sketching with purpose. It has come to my attention that a lot of young artists really don't know what to do with their sketchbooks or have a hard time starting a sketchbook. And a lot of that has to do with, not knowing what a sketchbook is used for. So there are different ways that you can use a sketchbook. First of all, you can use a sketchbook as just to jot down some ideas, maybe do some thumbnailing, maybe plan ahead for a painting or an illustration. And then there are other ways of using the sketchbook as more of a practice or studying type of way. So you can use a sketchbook to study like how to draw certain things. Maybe you're learning how to draw anatomy, maybe it's hands, maybe it's animals, maybe it's trees, I don't know, landscapes. Really, it could be learning how to draw anything. And then there's also the way of using a sketchbook as a journal where you just write a little bit in your sketchbook and then add a little illustration or a thumbnail to it. There is also such a thing called nature journaling. So a lot of artists who love to draw nature or animals, they will go out and they will sketch what they see out in nature. There are artists who like to mix in between like a junk journal and a travel sketchbook type of thing. Something that I do with my sketchbooks is have a specific sketchbook for a specific medium. So, for example, this sketchbook is my gouache sketchbook, and I only use gouache in here. Of course, alongside with like something to sketch my little painting or my little study with. But in this sketchbook, whether I'm focusing on lighting or focusing on illustration style, either ways, this is only going to be used for gouache. So that is the purpose of this sketchbook is a gouache sketchbook. What works best for me is to assign a sketchbook to a specific medium and also to have a sketchbook just specifically for studies as well. So if you're having trouble starting your sketchbook, maybe you could take that idea and assign that sketchbook to a specific medium. Sketching starts to become easier and more fluent and a part of your routine once you know what the purpose of you using that sketchbook is, whether it's studying, whether it's design, whether it's journaling, or maybe a travel sketchbook. Whatever it is, it will be a lot easier if you know what the intent is going to be of that sketchbook or what you're intending to achieve or a goal that you have in mind. Because if you're just doing it for fun, then you kind of have to just remember that you are just doing it for fun and not get too caught up in like what the sketchbook is for. But if you have a goal in mind, if there's an intent, then it'll be a lot easier to start that sketchbook. And there are many more ways on how you can use your sketchbook, but it's very important that you find something that works for you. That way you can actually fill up your sketchbook. Now that you figured out the purpose of your sketchbook with the intent, or maybe you have a goal in mind now, then you can move on to finding the sketchbook that works best for you. So if you're somebody that really enjoys inks or watercolors, and you find a sketchbook that works well with those mediums. There are a variety of sketchbook and sketchbook sizes, but knowing what mediums you like really narrows down the type of sketchbook that you want to get. And size really does matter at this point because the bigger the size of a sketchbook, the longer you're going to take to sketch, unless you're somebody that sketches on a daily basis for 1 to 2 hours. But if you're somebody that sketches only for 30 minutes every other day, then you're going to want to get a much smaller sketchbook. That way you can finish pages a lot faster. If you're somebody who has anxiety or maybe has a rough time starting, it's a lot easier to use a smaller sketchbook, and that allows you to remove some of those barriers of having anxiety or stress of the blank page or starting out or having a rough time of finishing a sketchbook. Because I know a lot of young artists really want to finish their sketchbook, but their sketchbook is just so large and it's time consuming to finish such a large sketchbook. But if you do decide to go for a large sketchbook, just know that if you're drawing small, like a 3 by 3 inches or 4 by 4, that means it is going to take you a while for you to finish your pages. So for example, here I am sketching about a 3 by 3 inches. Each of these little rats are about that size, and each of these sketches took me 5 minutes. So to complete this whole page, it probably took me around 30 to 40 minutes, and I took probably 2 minutes extra between each sketch looking at my reference. And that's just to give you a rough idea of how long it takes to finish a page this size. Of course, there is no rule that says you have to finish a page in one sitting. Again, sometimes I do just do a whole page, sometimes I do the whole spread, depending on how much time I have that day. But go about this as you will, depending on the way that you like to sketch in your sketchbook. If you're someone that likes to paint, then you might want to consider your brush size that you are using. For example, in this video, I was painting it with gouache and my brushes are pretty small. So having a small sketchbook helps with me being able to finish a complete mini study or illustration. Sketching with purpose and having an intent for sketching or a goal in mind for your sketchbook will definitely remove a lot of the barriers that you're having a difficult time starting or completing a sketchbook. Remember, sketching should not cause you anxiety or stress, but instead help you grow as an artist. So if you're someone who is really struggling with that first page or coming up with an idea to fill up a page, then it's really important for you to remove those obstacles or barriers that are causing you to have anxiety or stress. For the rest of the video, I am going to leave it as ASMR with a little bit of music. So hopefully you guys stick around. Lo que estoy haciendo aquí es boceteando unos ratoncitos, aprendiendo cómo se dibujan. A mí no me gustan los ratones, entonces mirando las fotos de referencia fue un poco difícil porque me dan mucho miedo. Y eso es todo. Am, Ojalá que les encanta este video. Por el resto del video estoy haciendo ASMR. So, ojalá que les encante. Y pues eso es todo, mi gente. That is it, everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to be kind down in the comments below. If you guys want to say something, go ahead. And if you guys want to like this video, you can. If you guys want to subscribe, please do. I definitely want to grow this channel and make this channel just a little community for artists. But if you're not an artist yourself, you're more than welcome to subscribe. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone. See you when I see you.